Good afternoon, and welcome back to my channel. I am Skybridge, and today I take you back to the courtroom where the brigadier sang like a canary instead of testifying. We can just laugh at these in our cozy corners. When the heat turned up, Brigadier Gininda didn't just sweat, he sang. An advocate Mnisi? He orchestrated every note. In this explosive courtroom moment, Gininda faces a relentless cross-examination by advocate Mnisi, unraveling the truth behind the alleged assault of accused number 1 and the controversial confession that followed. What really happened in that interrogation room? Was the confession coerced, or was it a clean break in the case? And why did Gininda suddenly shift tone under pressure? Brigadier Gininda didn't just testify, he cracked. Under advocate Mnisi's crossfire, the courtroom turned into a pressure cooker of contradictions, confessions, and civic outrage. Was the confession clean or coerced? Are we witnessing justice, or just another performance? Drop your thoughts below. We're not just watching but holding the system accountable. This isn't just courtroom drama, it's a masterclass in legal strategy, accountability, and the unraveling of a high-stakes confession. Subscribe to Skybridge for more gripping stories and the moments that demand public scrutiny. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on my next upload. Bye.
Firstly, it is absolutely not correct that accused number 1 was assaulted in my presence. That's not correct. Secondly, there was no indication from him when I interacted with him, my lord, that he was assaulted. He never made such assertions to me. Thirdly, my lord, I did not observe any injuries when I was engaging him, or noted any signs of discomfort that suggests that he was assaulted or he was uncomfortable, my lord, according to my observations. Fourthly, my lord, as I've said earlier, and that came much later when we're dealing with the trial within trial, the entries following his detention on that after his arrest at Valera, specifically police station, I think he was detained just after 1 a.m. Because Kenel Mboto was done around 1 a.m. then he was detained. The entries from the time of his detention, regular hourly visit, up to the time when he was booked out on the 31st for the traditional healer investigation, to the time that he was taken to court on the 1st of June 2020 when he made his first appearance in Tembisa. There is no recording by those police officers from the stations or officers who inspected not only him, all inmates that were detained, where there was a recording that he complained of an assault, or they treated him for assault, or they noted that he was injured. Now, fifthly, my lord, when I met accused number 1, as I've said earlier, it was at the parking lot of the police station, and he was in a VW red Golf that belongs to my office, and it was driven by Sergeant Mohola, who was the investigating officer in the warrant of arrest that he executed on accused number 1 for drug dealing. And that's how I found him, my lord. And logic dictates, if you follow that this is the person that was responsible for the accused, and that's where I found him, my lord, in a vehicle that belonged to my office, assigned to the IO, and she's the one that informed me of this sort of admissions, and arrangements were made that we should meet there. I found him in a VW Golf belonging to my section, my lord. Further, my lord, I did not witness or saw a Ford Ranger and this type of assault that is referring to, that when they opened his eyes, then when the plastic was removed, I was there, and the Ford Ranger. That I did not witness, my lord. Now, further, my lord, my interaction with accused number 1 did not happen at the precinct or the municipal building of the metro that I'm being referred to. It happened at the police station, because now I'm understanding that the scene of where we met now, it has changed. I said we met at the police station, and that's where we met. Now I'm being taken to the municipal offices, where apparently he was taken, and I met him there. The difficulty of comprehending that, my lord, other than the contradicting versions that has been given to me, is that because I know that place, my lord, as well. If we are sitting, so when you drive to Phosphorus, that is now leading to the police station, first you get a shopping center. It's a center, so with a lot of shops, my lord. Next to it, it will be these municipal offices that I'm being referred to, which has a fence, so you can see right through. Further down next to it, so they follow each other. Then it's the Phosphorus Court. and then just adjacent to it at the bottom, then is the police station. Now, the difficulty I'm having, my lord, I was informed at 10 past, say after 1400 hours, it's daylight. If the understanding of the version I'm being given now is that after I'm being informed, he's taken to this spot and then he's being assaulted at a place which is adjacent to a shopping center where a lot of people are moving up and down. In fact, in my recollection, one of that place even sells alcohol. So there's a lot of movement on Saturday, specific on Saturdays. We can visit that place, my lord. I know it specifically. I'm failing to understand how could the assault take place in the view, because the next door building is a shopping center. There's taxis there, be it the normal minibuses or the small ones. They call them Amapel. Accused number one knows that. It's very congested. So I'm finding it hard that that would have happened, my lord. Logic for me doesn't dictate, unless then it will mean these members are really looking to go to jail to commit such a crime blatantly and such openly, my lord. Now, further to this, my lord, and I've testified about this, up to the time when we got to accused number one, the only name that was known as a potential suspect that we still needed to pursue to the investigation team, and that includes myself, was accused number two. There was no mention at that stage or knowledge of Buthelezi surname being possibly involved or being the person of interest. So it will be inaccurate, my lord, that at that moment when accused number one is now arrested for the first time for the drug dealing matter, he is confronted with information that we did not even know about, because nowhere at that stage in terms of the investigation was the name of the Buthelezi brothers, be it misleading or not, ever being mentioned. What we knew is him, and we knew that from him we need to go to accused number two, because his name was mentioned in the statement of Absalom Zungu. So that was the information that was at the disposal of the investigation team. Nothing was at the disposal of us insofar as the Buthelezi surname. So that could not be, it's improbable, my lord, because we did not know those names. Now, furthermore, my lord, it is accused number one himself, when he interacted with me, we introduced the name of Marco and Makimbi, firstly, and Makimbi Buthelezi. During our interaction with Phosphorus, but subsequently, where the names were documented in the confession of Colonel Mboto, where you find the names, so it came for the first time there, and these were not known to us. What we knew is that it was him, as I've said earlier, in the company of accused number two, and I've mentioned this, my lord, in my previous testimony, my lord, that the exposure, the identification of accused number one and two met the narrative, it fed the narrative that we're investigating, because what we had in terms of the people who were inside the house, they said it was alleged that there were two assailants who went in, one shot, one taller, and they demanded cell phones, money, and ran away. Now, we then receive information that points to two people. We have known the fitting in terms of what we're investigating was just perfect, that okay, these are the individuals, probably, because that's what we thought. It's a robbery that gone wrong. We have two suspects being identified, and that's what we need to look at. It is accused number one himself who introduced the presence of Marco and the presence of Makimbi as the people who went inside the house, and then he placed himself outside the house. And that's how now the Buthelezi brothers' name came in, my lord. Further to this, my lord, I'm simply saying he could not have been, this is accused number one, be asked about the Buthelezi brothers when we did not have that information. The introduction of Buthelezi brothers, which we found to be a tool that was meant to mislead us, came from him. But then it was followed later and found that that portion of evidence was actually misleading when he gave the Buthelezi brothers. And further to this, my lord, the position of the Buthelezi brothers was established, confirmed independently on the investigation, not through him. It is through the investigation where we established that both brothers were incarcerated when this offense took place. So he was trying to mislead us. We found that in the course of investigation, we found that one of the brothers, Marco, passed away in 2016 after being released, and we found his other brother in prison who happened to be known to accused number one. So he threw us to a person that he knew that was incarcerated in order to mislead the investigation, and mentioned this Marco, knowing that he's deceased, and he gave us the names of his homeboys. So he knew very well. It was not by incident. He knew that he gave us this, thinking that now we'll obviously take a bite and the investigation will be misled, my lord. Now, my lord, with regard to Deep Kloof, the sequence of, because I'm being told now I was in Deep Kloof, the sequence of events after we left Phosphorus, as I indicated, my lord, I had no knowledge as to who will I find to assist me in taking down the confession from accused number one. What I did, I directed the members that they must go to Eraton, the provincial office of the detectives in Gauteng, because at that stage I had no knowledge. So my thinking was that we will drive there, because we have an office that we can utilize, then we can be there while we arrange, or I continue with the process of finding an independent police officer to take this commission. So as a result, the arrangement from Phosphorus was, a directive was given to me to say, members, let's go to Phosphorus, to the provincial office in Gauteng. He left with the members, I drove with my car to Eraton, my lord. Now, my lord, it was en route to Eraton that firstly I was able then to get assistance from Colonel Mboto, but various people were phoned prior to him who said, I can assist you. And then in that discussion, he then said, the accused, the suspect, this is now accused number one, must be taken to Deep Kloof SAPS where he's going to meet him. That was telegraphically en route to Eraton, my lord. My lord, then that is the time when I then phoned Constable Monareng, because I could see that he was not part of the team that was at Phosphorus, to come and take accused number one from me at Eraton Police Provincial Office to Colonel Mboto. And that's exactly how it transpired, my lord. From Phosphorus, my first stop was Eraton, not Deep Kloof. I never went to Deep Kloof. Subsequent to that, Constable Monareng arrived and I handed accused number one to him. He was in a company of another member, just don't recall. Yes, I don't recall the name, not yes.
Is it Butelezi, Mr. the State?
Mapumulo, I think.
Hello? Mapumulo, sorry. Yeah, Mapumulo.
Then, my lord, they took the accused one now to Deep Kloof. I remained at the provincial office. I think after midnight or so, Colonel Mboto then called me to say he was done. But I recall that it was specific that the confession form, he will not give it to the members, I must come and collect it from him in hand. That is how the issue of the confession was dealt with. So at no stage, my lord, did I go to Deep Kloof, or was I now there when accused number one was taken to Deep Kloof? That is misleading, with greatest respect. No. It didn't say, my lord, I must come and collect it at Deep Kloof. He said I must come and fetch it in his station. So he was the branch commander at the time of Randbeck detectives. Yeah, of Randbeck detectives. And that's where I went to fetch it. Not that day, I think a day or 2 days later. Yes, Randbeck detective, yes, not in Deep Kloof. So he said, I'm done. I'm going to take the form with me. Then we'll make arrangement to meet in my office. He was the branch commander for Randbeck detectives, and that's where the form was collected. Now, I think lastly, my lord, in the form, and I've covered this part, but I just want to add something on it, that when I received the confession form, eventually from Colonel Mboto, there was no recordings in the form which indicates that accused number one reported an assault, or that suggests that when Colonel Mboto observed accused number one, he saw injuries of assault, being physically assaulted by the police, so that he received that the police assaulted the police by using plastics and kicking, that I'm being told. I don't remember seeing such an entry. But of utmost importance, my lord, in my knowledge, Colonel Mboto is retired now, was a very senior detective even before me. Hence he was a branch commander, very skilled, very knowledgeable, and ethical in my knowledge. I doubt very much, my lord, that he would have disregarded and exposed himself to covering, because it really will amount to that he sees someone is assaulted and then he exposes himself now to not documenting and be part of this covering. Same with myself. I don't understand what will I achieve, my lord, because here we were seized with the matter, and that is including me, to simply investigate and find the truth, not to violate people's rights. Other than that, it's part of the mandate that I am given as a police officer. There was nothing personal insofar as the accused that are before court. None of them are known to me. The victim is not known to me. All the people involved in this matter, including witnesses and people of interest, none of them are not unknown to me. So I was just seized with this matter because I was appointed to investigate. I had no personal interest except to simply do my work and nothing else, my lord. So there will be no reason, none whatsoever, for me to violate the accused's constitutional rights. And that is why I said what was of paramount to me when I was told that he seems to be making admissions. In the course of investigation, I took a position to say, let me go there, warn him according to his right, ensure that he understands his right, and establish what he wants to do freely and voluntarily. Why would I then be part of the assault, my lord? To gain what, really, for people to expose myself to such criminal, because it's criminal. It will amount to criminality, and I become an accomplice. For what purpose, my lord? It's something that I'll never do. My lord, the very last point is that this version, as I've said, my lord, and I'm saying with greatest respect, I think it's tailor-made, or accused number one is making it as it goes along, because that's not what was said to me by the late Mr. Mngomezulu. The one that now he has given to Advocate Mnisi, and I do understand and respect the difficulties that Advocate Mnisi is in.
No, Brigadier. I'm not in a difficulty. I'm not in a difficulty.
But can I just finish?
Don't assume.
All right, now
Thank you.
I won't
Thank
assume.
you.
I simply wanted to say
I'm not trying to walk in a park.
No, I understand.
Thank you.
What I wanted to say, my lord, is that the version that was given to to Mr. Mngomezulu,
yes,
which he put to me insofar as where the assault took place, is different from what now Advocate Mnisi says are his instructions. And I was simply saying it in that context, and we can go to the record in that dispute, because nowhere, and that's my recollection, during the cross-examination by Mr. Mngomezulu, was it put to me that he was assaulted in front of me at these municipal offices, where plastic was put and so forth. It was never said. Where now I'm being said I was present, it's new, my lord, and I was saying it in that context, and that will be my response.
Sorry, Mr. Mnisi, I heard you say that it will be put to the brigadier that he was kicked, your client was kicked.
Yes.
When he fell onto the floor. You didn't specify who kicked him. You don't have to. Just thinking, because they say Sergeant Mahola, who's a female, was there. Did she kick also, or what?
May I respond, my lord?
Yes. Yeah, fine.
Thank you, my lord. This poor person.
No. Take instructions. If you don't have,
I do know his story, man.
yeah, you can say it.
Thank you.
Yeah, fine.
Yes.
Because it's a simple question.
Yes.
Did Sergeant Mahola, who's female, I'm told, or understand, did she also kick
That is
your
what
client?
that is what I'm trying to explain, my lord.
Oh, I see.
Brigadier had 30 minutes to explain. Can I just be afforded just 1 minute to explain and to respond to the question, my lord? This poor person is blindfolded. There's a plastic over his face. He's lying down. He's been kicked. He could probably not be in a position to know who was kicking him. That's the answer, my lord.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, are you done, Brigadier?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
And exactly, it's 1 o'clock. Thank you, my lord. May we have an adjournment?
Yeah, okay, until 2.